The news with Gary Lipitor and meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Lipitor.
I'm meteorologist James DeFazio, in for Eric today. And
the big question today is, could we see 2 dry days in a row?
We can.
Yes.
And it is much deserved. Our soil needs it, and we need it. We really deserve it. And we have wet weather coming on Wednesday afternoon, so we got to take advantage of our dry weather today. Let's get right into our first weather. We got chilly temperatures this morning. We're looking at temperatures all the way down in the low 30s in spots of the North Country. It's extremely chilly across the North Country. Fortunately, these temperatures actually have already risen. We've already seen some temperatures even colder than this overnight tonight. So we are going to slowly rise throughout the morning hours. We may see a couple fluctuations in temperatures, but the worst of the frost has already occurred. Dry weather on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and that's going to continue today. Downtown Utica, dry conditions, dry roadways. We haven't seen that light gray color on the pavement very much lately. It's finally nice to be fully dried out. And again, these temperatures are going to steadily rise throughout the morning. It's going to take some time, but we are going to get all the way up into the upper 50s today. Currently at Griffiths in Rome, it's 42 degrees with cloudy skies, a 5-mile-per-hour breeze out of the northwest, and winds today are going to be less. Winds aren't going to cool things down as much as they did yesterday. We're only expecting a 5 to 10-mile-per-hour breeze today. Again, we're starting off the day in the upper 30s, low 40s, but we warm up steadily. We get all the way up into the upper 50s, possibly even the low 60s right in downtown Utica. Today, though, primarily mostly cloudy skies. We will see a couple breaks of sun, but it's more cloudy than sunny, and highs will get all the way up into the upper 50s by the early afternoon. Coming up, we'll break down that wet weather that's going to return as we head into Wednesday afternoon. Gary?
James, thanks, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Ilian's water valve.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good Tuesday morning. We're taking a look at conditions as you head out the door this morning on our Munson Commute Cast, and conditions aren't too terrible. The one thing to make you aware of is definitely the temperature. In terms of visibility across our tower cam right now, you can see we can see downtown Utica, so we're not seeing too many issues with regards to fog this morning. It's just a chilly start. It's also going to be a dry day, dry across your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and it's going to stay dry throughout the day today. Rain showers return Wednesday afternoon and evening. A chilly start to the day, mid-30s across the North Country, low 40s for the rest of us across the Mohawk Valley. That is the main story this morning, is that you may need a little bit of time to warm up the car. Road conditions are in good shape. They're dry, which they haven't been dry very much lately, but they are completely dry. Downtown Utica, sun beginning to just peak up now. Temperatures are going to steadily rise throughout the morning. It's going to be a slow climb through the 40s, though. No major issues appearing up on the Munson traffic flow as well. No car accidents at this point to make you aware of. Your drive times all look to be right around your normal duration. Today we warm all the way up steadily through the morning, through the afternoon, and by later this evening we get all the way up into the upper 50s. Coming up, we'll break down on just when that unsettled weather settles in for Wednesday afternoon and for Wednesday evening. Gary?
James, thanks. A black bear wants.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Tuesday morning. A very frigid start to our Tuesday. Temperatures very chilly, upper 30s, low 40s. A lot of us dipped down close to the freezing mark last night and saw some patchy frost, but things are beginning to improve. Take a look at downtown Utica, where the sun's beginning to rise. You can see that we are going to see mostly cloudy skies today. We may see a few breaks of sun this morning, but more clouds than sun are going to persist today. We're up to 42 degrees, yes, up to 42 degrees, and it's going to steadily continue to rise through the 40s as the morning progresses. By the time we get into this afternoon, we get into the upper 50s. Yes, it's a very frigid start to the day, but fortunately our stretch of dry weather, albeit only a 2-day stretch, continues today with much less wind, and it's going to be slightly warmer than it was yesterday. It's going to be a relatively comfortable afternoon and evening. Unsettled weather makes its return by Wednesday afternoon and early evening as rain showers begin to approach and settle in from the south and from the west. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, all is quiet as high pressure is in control today and is going to stay in control through the day today. Dry weather in the forecast and going to continue through the day today. You can see on the radar and satellite imagery, we still have these these very thin mid-level clouds across central New York, which is creating this cloudy weather. Back to the west here, you can see our next weather maker beginning to peek into the Ohio Valley, and that will eventually reach us by tomorrow afternoon. Currently 42 degrees with cloudy skies up in Rome. That 5-mile-per-hour breeze out of the northwest is right around where we would expect it to be. Winds are going to be a lot less today. Instead of 10 to 20-mile-per-hour breezes, we're looking at 5 to 10-mile-per-hour breezes, much more comfortable. A steady warm-up through the morning. We climb through the 40s, get into the 50s. By the middle portions of the day, we're into the mid-50s. And then for the afternoon, we get to enjoy upper 50s. Yes, it is going to be rather cloudy, but the temperatures are going to be much more comfortable than what we've experienced over the last couple of days. Your rainfall outlook over the next 4 days, we have a dry day today. Scattered showers work in, especially there will be some steadier rain showers worked in as well, but the first half of the day looks dry. Thursday looks rather wet, almost an entire washout, and then showery weather settles back in yet again for Friday. So with that being said, you're going to want to take advantage if you can. If you haven't gotten your lawn cut and it needs to be cut, our Clinton Tractor Mowcast recommending today is probably the best day to have that done. Could get it done tomorrow morning as well before that rain does arrive. Thursday would not likely be an option with the amount of rain that we are expecting. Skycast today depicting those frigid temperatures to start the day, but we steadily and quickly rise through the morning hours. Clouds also continue to increase as the morning progresses. As we head into the middle of the afternoon, we crack the we crack the low 50s. As we head into the early evening hours, we're in the mid 50s with cloudy conditions. As we head into the overnight, we cool off, but not nearly to the level that we did the night before. Lows not nearly as cold, only dipping down into the 40s as opposed to the 30s like we're in right now. Rain showers begin to work in early to mid-afternoon tomorrow. 2 p.m., a couple of light rain showers move through. Steadier rain begins to work in as we head into Wednesday night, into Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, and approach Thursday morning. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, showery chances return Wednesday afternoon and evening, and then we start a stretch of very unsettled wet weather. Chilly weather as well, highs only in the low to mid 50s Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Things begin to improve the second half of the weekend, low to mid 60s on Sunday with partly sunny skies, and it looks very nice for Memorial Day. Mid 60s, possibly even mostly sunny skies on Memorial Day, and then we deserve it.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Yes.
After this week, that's
absolutely.
For sure. James, thanks. The time right now is 5:21. Good morning once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libator. Meteorologist James DeFazio is in for Eric this morning over in the Weather Center. And James, we're starting out pretty cold, especially up north, right?
Yes, we are, and some of us up north actually dipped all the way below the freezing mark, which is really impressive to get a hard frost this late into May. Fortunately, clouds have hung strong across the Mohawk Valley, and we have had temperatures locally in the upper 30s to low 40s. Temperatures are going to steadily rise through the morning, but it's still going to be a frigid start, and we're going to feel very chilly to start the day. Heading out this morning, you're going to want the jacket. You might want to be prepared to take it off in the afternoon, though, because this afternoon we do get all the way up into the upper 50s. Today we're going to see plenty of mostly cloudy skies. Clouds actually increase in thickness as the day progresses. We get all the way up into the mid 50s. We're actually going to be in the mid 50s by midday, so it's not going to take all day to warm up. The afternoon and evening look very pleasant. Mostly cloudy skies today, highs right around 58 degrees. We have to enjoy today. We're going to get a chance for another day of dry weather, our second consecutive day of dry weather, and we really need it. Our soil is extremely saturated, and we're finally going to have an opportunity to get a little bit of a dry spell. Things continue to stay dry through the first half of the day tomorrow. Wet weather makes its return Wednesday afternoon. We're going to break that down coming up in just a couple of minutes. Gary?
James, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. President Trump is...
Facility in the region, go to cnybrainandspine.com.
The Oneonta is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Thank you. Copy. Apologies about that. We're having some issues with our AR graphics. We were trying to do the augmented reality graphics, and they weren't showing up for us. So I'll stand in front of the green screen and do it. We can get the same amount of information brought to you. Still very cold across the region. We're in the mid-30s across the North Country, low 40s across the Mohawk Valley, 42, 41 across the Mohawk Valley. Very chilly start for a May morning. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Dry, and it's going to stay dry today. We're going to get a much needed dry day. Downtown Utica, we're waking up to mostly cloudy skies, dry conditions. Yes, it is rather chilly, but we are starting to climb. We are beginning to warm up. By midday today, these numbers are going to be closer to around the 50-degree mark. As we head into the afternoon hours, they rise through the 50s into the mid to upper 50s. Still 42 degrees with cloudy skies up in Rome with a northwest wind at 5 miles per hour. It's going to be not nearly as breezy today, only a 5 to 10 mile per hour breeze. Again, we steadily warm up as the day progresses. Highs peak right around the early to mid-afternoon, right around 2 p.m., between 59 and 61 degrees. 58 degrees in general for region-wide across central New York. Mostly cloudy skies continue throughout the day. Unfortunately, unsettled weather does make its return tomorrow, and we'll break down the arrival time for that coming right up. Gary?
James, thanks. Overseas, Israel.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Tuesday morning. A frigid start to our day today, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that it's not going to be 42 degrees when we start the Boilermaker in July. I'm going to just go out on a limb there and take a stab there. But after our very chilly start today, it didn't get nearly as cold as it could have last night. Some of us saw patchy frost, but not all of us. We're now steadily warming up with dry conditions. Take a look at downtown Utica. You can see we have mostly cloudy skies, and mostly cloudy skies are going to be around through the day today. We will get a couple peaks of sunshine through the clouds, especially more likely in the mid to late morning hours. However, more cloudy than sunny today. 42 degrees currently, but dry roadways, which we haven't seen very much of. That light gray color on the highway for once. Frigid start to the day. Upper 30s, low 40s across the area. You're going to need a jacket if you're heading out this morning. You may even want to start your car, despite the fact that it's May. Dry weather continues today, and it's going to be less windy. Instead of 10 to 15 mile per hour winds, we're looking at 5 to 10 mile per hour winds and slightly warmer. Instead of temperatures in the low 50s, we're going to get into the upper 50s today. Unsettled weather makes its return on Wednesday afternoon as showers begin to work in for Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, quiet and dry, and it is going to stay that way today. High pressure is in control of our weather today, preventing anything from precipitating. We are going to see our fair share of cloud cover, unfortunately. You can see we do have this very, very fine line of clouds across central New York right now. Back to the west, you can see some thicker clouds being working in towards the Ohio Valley. These clouds are in association with our next weather maker that's going to arrive Wednesday afternoon. Currently 42 degrees and cloudy up in Rome, a 5-mile-per-hour breeze out of the northwest, and that 5-mile-per-hour breeze is going to stay light. We're going to see less windy conditions today, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Steadily increasing temperatures today. We're up to 50 by midday, upper 50s for the afternoon and evening. Definitely want to get your lawn cut if you can today, because a wet weather pattern is going to settle in for the remainder of the week. First half of the day on Wednesday, also an opportunity. Your Clinton Tractor Mowcast today is definitely the best chance to get the lawn cut. Definitely going to be too wet on Thursday to get the lawn mowed. After a frigid start, we steadily climb today into the upper 50s. Cloudy skies continue to prevail, though, through the evening hours. Tonight, we don't cool off nearly as much as we did this previous night. Lows tonight only in the mid to upper 40s. As we approach Wednesday afternoon and early evening, those rain showers begin to overspread the region. We see steady rain showers Wednesday evening through Wednesday night into the day on Thursday. Thursday looking like a very, very wet day. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast. After a dry day today with temperatures in the upper 50s, rain showers develop tomorrow afternoon. And then it turns very showery, cold and showery on Thursday. It's going to struggle to get out of the 40s, and it's a very wet day. Showery weather, but less steady on Friday. Again, showery weather, less steady on Saturday. Partly sunny skies on Sunday. We get a bit of a break from the weather, from this showery weather pattern. We crack the 60-degree mark finally again. And then Memorial Day, again, another holiday bringing in really good weather. Mother's Day was good luck. Hopefully Memorial Day will also be good luck. So
it looks pretty good.
It does. Yeah. It does. Mid-60s and sun.
Let's get through this week.
Exactly.
James, thanks. The Maynard Fire Department.
The news with Gary Libator and meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Tuesday morning. I'm Gary Libator.
Meteorologist James DeFazio in for Eric today.
And if you're up north, you're close to the freezing point, huh?
Yes. We hit 35 degrees in Old Forge. We just got a report from one of our spotters, Sean, in Inlet. He's at 36 degrees currently, so the heat is on across northern Oneida County. I can't believe this, but they had to turn the heat on in late May. But fortunately, things are going to improve today. We're going to see temperatures steadily rise as the day progresses. And actually, things could have been worse. We had a good amount of cloud cover last night settle in across the Mohawk Valley, and that allowed temperatures to settle in across right around the low 40s. If we didn't have this cloud cover settle in around midnight, 1 a.m. last night, we would have dipped down locally as well into the low to mid 30s. If they didn't have some cloud cover to begin the night up in Old Forge and Big Moose, they would have dipped possibly even all the way down into the upper 20s. So the cloud cover was our saving grace from last night, but that doesn't make it feel any less cold this morning. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, dry, quiet weather, and that is going to continue today. It's going to continue through the first half of your Wednesday as well, before unsettled weather makes its return Wednesday afternoon. Downtown Utica, dry conditions with cloudy skies to start the day. Get a good look at these low, chilly temperatures, upper 30s, low 40s, because they are going to steadily rise. This morning, we're going to go from upper 30s and low 40s all the way up into upper 40s and low 50s by the time we're back on TV at noon. It's going to be a steady climb today. 42 degrees with cloudy skies, a 9-mile-per-hour breeze out of the north-northwest. Winds today will be less than they've been the last 2 days. We're only expecting a light breeze today of 5 to 10 miles per hour. Again, those temperatures rebound nicely. We get all the way up into the low 60s, into the low 60s in downtown Utica. Most of us crack the mid-50s and get into the upper 50s by the mid-afternoon hours. The approximate high for all of us in central New York today is going to be right around 58 degrees. More clouds than sun, but we will see a couple breaks of sun mid-morning. Coming up, we'll break down the arrival time of that unsettled weather returning Wednesday afternoon. Gary?
James, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Aliens Water.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good Tuesday morning. We're taking a look at your conditions as you come out the door this morning on your Munson Commute Cast. And conditions this morning, not too terrible. It's a chilly start, but it's a pleasant start in terms of dry weather. We're finally seeing dry weather. We haven't seen much of it this month, unfortunately. We've already seen our month's share worth of rainfall. It's 42 degrees, and it's going to steadily climb throughout the morning hours. Things are going to improve. Dry weather on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and it's going to continue to look like this for the remainder of the day today. Temperatures are going to steadily rise, but we're starting off in the doldrums. We're all the way down in the mid-30s across the North Country, low 40s across the Mohawk Valley. Fortunately, we will see a steady climb. You may need to warm the car up this morning. You're definitely going to want a jacket if you head out the door this morning. Road conditions, they're dry for once. I don't have to tell you to be careful for standing water. Plenty of cloud cover across downtown Utica, but you can see a couple of oranges and pinks peeking out underneath there. We do expect a couple breaks of sun this morning. It's not going to be an entirely overcast day. On your Munson traffic flow, no current car issues to make you aware of, no current traffic incidences to make you aware of. Your commute forecast for today, all green lights. Things are going to be great, good driving conditions. Mostly cloudy skies continue throughout the day. We warm all the way up into the upper 50s as we head into the afternoon hours today. It's going to take a little bit of time, but by midday, we're all the way into the mid-50s. Coming up, we'll break down how that unsettled weather is going to return tomorrow afternoon. Gary?
James, thanks. Something you don't hear too often, a black...
Swell your day. Watch for the Storm Tracker 2 Commute Cast and be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 Commute Cast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity. Better service, better prices, and local company. It's Wheelock Disposal. The Oneonta is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Tuesday morning. We're tracking another day of dry weather, which is much needed with the level of soil saturation we have been seeing across central New York. Take a look at downtown Utica, where it's primarily mostly cloudy, but you can see we are going to see a couple peaks of sun through those clouds this morning. It's not going to be a completely overcast, gloomy morning. We're going to have a couple peaks of brightness through the sun. Dry conditions are going to persist. Chilly start the day at 42 degrees, but after this frigid start to the day, we're going to see temperatures rebound rather nicely. Dry weather continues today. It's going to be less windy. It's going to be slightly warmer. We're going to get all the way up into the upper 50s by the mid-afternoon. Unsettled weather makes its return tomorrow afternoon. Wednesday afternoon, showers begin to arrive, and then showers continue through Wednesday evening and then into the day on Thursday. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, all is quiet and dry, and it is going to stay that way. Dry weather persists through the day today and through the first half of tomorrow. We are just on the edge of some cloud cover here. We do see our next weather maker moving in out near the Ohio River Valley, some thicker clouds, and that is in association with the rainfall that will arrive tomorrow afternoon. 42 degrees and cloudy up at Griffiths and Rome, a 9-mile-per-hour breeze out of the north-northwest, and winds today are going to be a little bit lighter than they have been over the past few days, only 5 to 10-mile-per-hour breeze today. We warm up steadily today after being in the low 40s this morning. By the middle of the day, we're into the low to mid-50s. By the mid-afternoon hours, we're all the way up into the upper 50s. Your rainfall outlook, a dry day today, scattered showers develop tomorrow afternoon and evening, widespread rain for your Thursday, and showery weather continues on Friday. Just got to stress with that rain in the forecast, if you couldn't track your MoCast, you may want to get your lawn cut today if you have the opportunity to. If not, tomorrow morning, also an opportunity as well. Your Skycast today showing that the temperatures rise quickly throughout the morning. Cloud cover does persist throughout the day. We end up in the mid to upper 50s this evening. Temperatures tonight do not drop nearly as much as they did this previous night. Lows tonight only in the mid to upper 40s. Showers begin to work in Wednesday afternoon and evening. They overspread the region. Rainfall continues into Thursday and throughout Thursday, a very wet day. Your 7-day forecast, rainfall returns Wednesday afternoon and evening. We're expecting a very wet day on Thursday. Showery weather continues into Friday and Saturday. A slow warm-up begins. We go from low 50s to mid 50s. Then by Sunday, we crack the 60 mark. Partly sunny skies, and then Memorial Day looks to be a nice big break for us. Sunny skies, temperatures in the mid-60s, a pleasant day, a good day for everyone to get out and enjoy the holiday.
That's for sure, and a lot of events going on that day as well. So
Absolutely.
a lot of folks smiling right now over that, at least. James, thanks. A group of Whitesboro teens. Good morning once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libator. Meteorologist James DeFazio is in for Eric today over in the Weather Center, and as you were mentioning, James, a bit cool out there for the bus stop this morning.
The date may say May 20th, but the temperatures don't, that's for sure. You're definitely going to want to bundle up if you're heading out this morning. It's a chilly start to the day. Fortunately, it's not going to continue. We are going to see temperatures rise steadily throughout the morning as well as we head into the afternoon. But currently, across the area, the North Country in the mid-30s, Big Moose coming in at 34 degrees, upper 30s across the southern valleys, Mohawk Valley sitting right along the low 40s. And things could have been worse last night. Frost could have been more widespread. Temperatures could have been about 5 degrees colder. Luckily, cloud cover hung on just long enough, to keep us warm. Dry conditions on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and dry conditions are going to continue today. Road conditions are going to be dry, which we haven't been able to say very much lately. No standing water, no water at all out there. Mostly cloudy skies today. A couple breaks of sun will peek through at times. It's not going to be a completely gloomy, overcast day. These temperatures are going to rise very steadily through the morning. By the noon hour, we're going to be approaching the upper 40s and low 50s, and things are going to drastically improve as the morning progresses. 42 degrees with cloudy skies up in Griffiths. 9-mile-per-hour breeze out of the north-northwest, and that 9-mile-per-hour breeze is a little bit less than the wind we've been experiencing this week. We're only going to be experiencing 5 to 10-mile-per-hour winds today. We warm up nicely today all the way up into the mid to upper 50s by the mid-afternoon. By 2 p.m. we're looking at very warm temperatures across the region. It's going to feel very comfortable after this very chilly start to the day. Mostly cloudy skies persist. Highs in the upper 50s. Coming up, we're going to take a look at how the unsettled weather is going to make its return tomorrow afternoon. Gary?
James, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. President Trump is expected to meet.
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery in Delhi.
The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Good Tuesday morning. We're tracking conditions, dry conditions and chilly conditions that are slowly going to improve as the day progresses today. Currently 42 degrees with cloudy skies being reported up at Griffiths and Rome. A 9-mile-per-hour breeze out of the north-northwest, and winds today are going to be lighter than we've seen over the last couple of days, only 5 to 10 miles per hour as opposed to 15 to 25 miles per hour. Current temperatures across the area, very, very chilly. Not quite cold enough for us to have seen a hard frost, but definitely enough for it to be very, very uncomfortable out there. We're in the mid-30s across the North Country, upper 30s across the southern tier, the Mohawk Valley hanging on to low 40s. Fortunately, we had just enough cloud cover to keep us above the freezing mark last night. For once, we're thanking clouds. Normally, it's the opposite. It's a frigid start to the day. Dry weather continues today with less wind, and it's going to be slightly warmer this afternoon. Highs climb into the mid to upper 50s. And then unsettled weather makes its return by Wednesday afternoon. Fortunately, despite the chilly start today, temperatures steadily rise. These dry conditions continue through the day today on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. It doesn't take long for us to warm up today. By the middle of the day, we've already cracked the 50-degree mark, and we climb right up into the upper 50s. Coming up, we're going to take a further look at the forecast, as well as when that unsettled weather makes its return. Gary?
James, thanks. Next time you can't find the motivation to get off.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
The time right now is 6.
York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Tuesday morning. A chilly start, a frigid start for some of us across central New York, especially across the North Country. Some of us seeing temperatures right now in the mid-30s. Not quite cold enough for frost, but close. Take a look at downtown Utica, where we're seeing something we haven't seen in quite some time. We got to see it for a little while yesterday, but today we can say we have an entirely dry day. We're waking up to dry conditions. We're going to go to sleep to dry conditions, and it's much deserved and much needed. Temperatures, chilly start, only in the low 40s right now in downtown Utica with plenty of clouds. We're going to see mostly cloudy skies throughout the day today. After that frigid start, dry weather continues today with less wind, slightly warmer temperatures as well. We're going to get into the upper 50s this afternoon, and then unsettled weather unfortunately makes its return for Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening, and it's going to continue into the day on Thursday. Thursday looking very, very wet. Your Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, quiet and dry, and it is going to stay that way. High pressure is in control. You can see on the larger radar and satellite loop, there's not a whole lot going on in the northeast. Just some cloud cover hanging on, very tough across central New York. Off to the southwest here, you can see our next weather maker that's moving into the Ohio Valley, and that will eventually be working into central New York Wednesday afternoon. 42 degrees with cloudy skies up in Rome, a 9-mile-per-hour breeze out of the north-northwest. Winds today 5 to 10 miles per hour as opposed to the 15 to 25 mile per hour wind gusts or winds that we've been seeing over the past several days. We've seen gusts even higher than that at times over the past several days, so a much less windy day today. Temperatures steadily rise throughout the morning. We go from the low 40s all the way into the low 50s by the middle portions of the day. As we head into the afternoon hours, we get all the way up into the upper 50s. Your rainfall outlook, a dry day today, scattered showers develop Wednesday evening, widespread rainfall Thursday, showery weather continues Friday. Want to stress the opportunity, the select opportunity you may have today and tomorrow morning to get the lawn cut before we have several days of wet weather in the forecast. Your Clinton Tractor Mowcast showing today's the best opportunity to get the lawn cut over the next 5. Today, temperatures steadily rise. We're going to see plenty of clouds today, a couple breaks of sun in the morning, but the afternoon hours are going to be almost entirely cloudy. Tonight, temperatures don't drop nearly like they did this previous night. Lows tonight only in the mid-40s as opposed to mid-30s. Showers begin to approach Wednesday afternoon and evening. They overspread central New York as the evening progresses, and they continue into Thursday and throughout the entirety of Thursday. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, a pleasant day today. We warm up nicely. Showery weather returns Wednesday afternoon. A dry first half of Wednesday, but showers arrive for the afternoon and evening. Widespread rain on Thursday, very chilly. Showery weather continues Friday and Saturday, slightly warmer. We continue to warm up as we head into Sunday. We're into the mid-60s on Sunday. And then Memorial Day looks like the real break. Mostly sunny with highs possibly even upper 60s, mid to upper 60s for this upcoming Memorial Day.
Let the summer begin, right?
Everybody enjoy. Yes, please.
Yeah, Monday looks awesome.
Absolutely.
James, thanks. The Maynard Fire Department.
With Gary Liberatore.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And let's accentuate the positive, right? It's dry out.
It's dry out. That's the silver lining. And of course, the clouds might have helped the potential for frost last night, which is another silver lining too. So maybe that's not always the bad news. Sometimes it helps out. So, but yes, out there right now, it's cloudy, it's cool, upper 40s. It's just another cloudy day out there today. And we're trying to usher in warmth, but just it's nowhere to be seen here. In fact, the next couple of days will be similar to this temperature-wise. Sunshine peeking out in western New York, actually pretty prevalently, in a few peaks of sunshine here locally, but still generally overcast to mostly cloudy skies are expected throughout the entire day today. Again, live look in Cooperstown. Keep that jacket or sweater handy. It's sweater weather out there today, but again, thankfully it is dry. Radar looking at nothing in the short term that could impact us weather-wise, but the next 12 hours, we peak into the mid-50s, followed by cloudy skies tonight, lows in the 40s, and then we're tracking the arrival of more rain, and this will likely stick around for a few days. We'll track how long it lasts and if it will impact us on Memorial Day weekend coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Brand new this noon.
Brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. At least it's not raining. That's what we've been mentioning behind the scenes here today. A live look at downtown Utica right now. It's overcast for the most part. Yes, some spots could see some partial clearing today, but that overcast is still extremely strong. There's still plenty of low-lying moisture in the atmosphere, and the only way you break that low-lying moisture with these types of clouds is if it warms up quickly. And if you don't, well, it's difficult to shake these clouds. Either way, temperature 49 cool degrees out there, still a decent westerly to northwesterly wind, and so that feels like temperature sits at 46 degrees. Thankfully, again, the radar is dry. We are not tracking any rain today, but that will change looking ahead to the next few. We'll show that in a second, but I want to quickly talk about the topic of cloud cover. So you can see here that low pressure out in the east, that's dragging that low-lying moisture into our area. By the way, western New York is sunny, but they'll be the first to see rain as we head into tomorrow. In the meantime, recapping the last several days, going into the early parts of May, this is something you don't see too often in May. Only a few days of more sunshine than clouds. The rest of it has just been overcast or partly cloudy or mostly cloudy. It's just been a very cloudy stretch here locally, and we are expecting more cloudy skies the next few days and more rain. So if you are behind on mowing the lawn, I recommend mowing the lawn today or early Wednesday, because that widespread rain kicks in Thursday through Friday through Saturday, and those lawns will be pretty damp and it'll be difficult to mow that lawn. The Mowcast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. So our Skycast shows that cloud cover today. Again, thankfully it's dry, but as we head into tonight, clouds turn to some light rain, but that doesn't really arrive until by the late morning and early afternoon. Some spots not even until the evening hours. So much of the early part of Wednesday actually will be dry. Then by Wednesday evening and Wednesday night, here's that widespread rain. It's a damp start to your Thursday morning. And by Thursday afternoon, still widespread on and off rain. Thursday night, it's pretty cool, lows in the 40s. There could be, I know what I'm saying right now, wintry mix. Not quite snow, by the way, just some cold raindrops mixing in with some potential grapple as well in those higher elevations in the Adirondacks, as well as parts of the Catskills and the higher hilltops of the Leatherstocking region. Still, it's going to be cooling down to the low 40s, upper 30s Thursday night into Friday. You can see here, Friday, rain showers. Saturday to start your Memorial Day weekend, rain showers. The rain will gradually end by Sunday. I think it will still be a damp start. By Memorial Day itself, just fingers crossed, this low pressure finally leaves our area and we could see some sunshine and dry weather and hopefully temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. But for now, we're cutting it close. Expect that forecast for Memorial Day weekend to change over the next few days, hopefully for the better. Hopefully we're not adding any more rain icons to that forecast. It's been pretty much every weekend so far this year has been rainy, aside from, I believe, last weekend, or the weekend before, I should say. So hopefully that'll change as we move forward to this next few weekends.
At least today is dry.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. Mother Nature made herself Oklahoma on Monday. Check this out right here. Yes, a jarring sight indeed when lightning struck a police car. Newcastle, Oklahoma Emergency Management posted this video of the moment the lightning bolt struck the parked police car. Fortunately, no one was inside. However, Newcastle officials say this is a powerful reminder to stay sheltered and weather aware, as Eric always mentions, during storms. Their Facebook post warning people to take lightning seriously and to get inside when you hear thunder. Now to the latest on that brazen jail. Millions of Americans are bracing for more wild weather today after another day of dangerous storms swept across the country. NBC's Kathy Park is in hard-hit London, Kentucky with more.
Overnight, there were several confirmed tornadoes in Nebraska and Oklahoma, and unfortunately, portions of Kentucky are back in the bullseye again today. Here in Laurel, Kentucky, a likely EF3 tornado came through with wind speeds of more than 135 miles per hour, and everywhere you look, we're looking at massive debris fields. And today, with more bad weather on the way, the concern is what will the damaging winds do with all of this debris still on the ground. Now, yesterday we saw volunteers pouring in from all across the country, residents coming back to their homes, salvaging what they could. But as I mentioned, there is more bad weather headed this way, and officials are urging people who are in the storm's path to basically have a game plan, find a safe space. Remember to avoid windows if you're at home, and if you have a basement, even better, head down there, because as you can see, just how damaging these twisters can be.
NBC's Kathy Park reporting, and Eric, we can definitely feel lucky here in central New York compared to places like Kentucky.
Yes, here we had a few strong storms, but of course when it comes to that, much more significant down there in the Midwest. And in fact, here locally today, it's quiet, it's not raining, but that's the silver lining here. We are tracking some more rain to arrive in the next few days. Of course, a shout out to the wonderful crew of the New York Mesonet. You can see the camera on the top left, Osceola, the crew right there working on the tower that feeds us live weather information every 5 minutes. So again, without them, we wouldn't get these cameras or data. I want to mention this too, and thank you to meteorologist James DeFazio for bringing this up. Take a guess on how many days of the last 49 days since April 1st have been rainy. If you guessed 39, you're right. Wow. It's been quite the stretch of rainy weather. So only about 13 or so days of dry weather since April 1st. This has just been a cloudy and cool and rainy past few months, and it looks like much of the rest of May will shape up similar to this. Hopefully by Memorial Day weekend and beyond, we might see a changing pattern, but at least for now, it's dry on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. It's dry today, but again, by tomorrow and the next few days, rain moves back in again. We'll talk about the timing and when this might end coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. A June parole hearing.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. We are tracking cloudy skies. The good news is the rain isn't falling, at least temporarily. That'll change over the next few days, but at least for now, enjoy the dry weather. Here's a live look outside in downtown Utica. Again, a blanket of clouds early today. And the one thing that we're dealing with right now is that we've got this low-lying moisture in the atmosphere. And the only way to really break this cloud cover is with daytime heating, pretty quick heating. And unfortunately, with the day like today, if it doesn't warm up that much, these clouds aren't really going to whisk away. Either way, the temperature sitting at 49. We only climb a few more degrees throughout the day, but still, pretty blustery wind out there of 7 to 10 miles an hour. Radar at this point is looking entirely dry. Expect dry weather for today and through tonight. But we've got this system out to the west. This will usher in rainfall, unfortunately, for not only a day or so, but for a few more days. And that's the case. But I want to recap quickly the cloud cover history, because this is something we don't see in May too often. Only a few days of sunshine, otherwise overcast skies. This is something we usually see in middle of February, maybe January, even in November and December, those cloudy times of the year. And this is just out of the ordinary. And again, that cool weather also out of the ordinary. So when it comes to rainfall, again, today's dry. Tomorrow early on is dry, but by the evening, rain showers move in. So if you have any yard work you have to get done, mowing the lawn, doing anything flower related, just avoid it following Thursday, because it's going to be pretty much of a washout. So get it done today and early tomorrow. The MoCast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. So today, again, stubborn clouds, temperatures in the 50s. We remain pretty quiet tonight, overnight lows in the 40s, so still a rather cool start to your day for your Wednesday. It's a dry start, even in the early afternoon. Some of you in the Norwich, maybe Oneonta area might start to see rain early on. That'll switch to some on and off rain by Wednesday evening, turning widespread overnight. And this will produce a soaking rain for early Thursday morning. And Thursday, pretty much a washout. On and off rain throughout the entire day today, or for Thursday, as well as a cold rain. Temperatures only peaking in the upper 40s. Now watch here on the higher elevations overnight into Friday morning. There could be a wintry mix in those Adirondack areas, as well as some of the higher elevations in the Leatherstocking region in Otsego County. So just a heads up, this is obviously not going to produce snow showers that accumulate, but still there could be a grapple mix there mixed in with that rain. And so your 7-day forecast, well, the next few days appear to be just gloomy and rainy, unfortunately. Wish I had warmer and drier news for you, but we'll keep a very close eye on Memorial Day itself. Heading into Saturday, temperatures in the 50s with rain showers, 63 the high on Sunday. And then as we head into Monday, fingers crossed that low pressure exits the region, because following that we could see a stretch of dry weather. We just hopefully it arrives just in time for Memorial Day itself. So again, temperatures in the 60s. Then hopefully that sunshine moves in. Gary?
Eric, thanks. We are back with News Talk today. Our guests are Carol
With Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Okay, I hope you all heeded his warning.
Don't
and mowed
plant?
your lawn.
Oh,
Don't
mowed your
plant.
lawn. Okay.
Don't plant. You took care of
Wow,
that.
you have a lot of warnings, Bill.
Yeah. Get your lawn mowed
Get
now.
your lawn mowed.
Yeah.
Kind of sad. This is the nicest day of the rest of the week.
Oh.
But it is going to get better. It is going to get warmer, but we're going to a couple of days to get through here. Oh, man. You're not going to like this. Let's take a look at what's going on. Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Quiet across the area this evening. Temperature-wise, we're in the upper 50s, cloudy skies. Bit of a breeze. Cool day, but again, not bad. Good day to get out. It was chilly this morning. We had a lot of places in the 30s, so not down to 32, but your sensitive plants do not like these conditions. And I think this is going to be the coldest that we're going to get here for the rest of the week. We're mostly cloudy. Temperatures will be in the 50s, but we've got some pretty rough weather coming our way, and it's a cold rain that we're talking about. Going to look at the forecast coming out. Back over to you.
Bill, thank you. A legacy.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Make the most of the weather that we have, because it is going to change. It's going to start to rain. We've got some cold, nasty weather on the way. It's live looking downtown Utica, 56 degrees. It's dry, it's cloudy. But again, this is going to feel a lot better than it will over the next couple of days. Again, the big story is a widespread cold, pretty miserable rain here for the next couple of days. It's going to be very persistent, too, once it arrives late tomorrow. It's going to last into tomorrow night, Thursday, and Friday. But there is an end in sight. The weather is going to get warmer. But again, we got a couple of days to get through before things start to turn around. And it does look better. At least warmer and sunnier as we head into early next week. Temperatures this evening in the 50s, Little Falls 58, West Berlin 55, Westernville 56, across Southern Valleys 57 degrees, in Sherburne, Cooperstown 52, Oneonta 50 degrees. And again, it is looking dry in the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. As far as additional frost this week, I'm not seeing anything as cold as last night. But I am keeping my eye on the weekend. We have a couple of nights in the low 40s. And if we get enough clear skies, we could drop into the 30s, although I think the overall risk is low. I'm asking folks to wait a few more days to plant. And you made it this far, I might as well wait till this pattern is a sure thing, because again, there is a couple of chilly nights ahead. By the way, easy way to get weather warnings, check out our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Bigger picture, we've got cloud cover in place. We should start to see the clouds thin out tonight briefly before the next round of clouds rolls in. You can see some rain on the way. This is our next weather system that will be impacting us late tomorrow. It turns into a nor'easter, low pressure off the Atlantic coast, and that's going to drive a cold rain as we head into Thursday night and Friday. Tonight, the weather looks dry. Overnight lows drop into the 40s. Mostly cloudy skies. Cloudy on Wednesday. First part of the day looks okay, but then rain starts to arrive. It's relatively light, at least during the daytime. The rain becomes steadier Wednesday night. A widespread cold, soaking rain on Thursday. Temperatures only in the 40s. It's cold enough Thursday night where some of this rain could mix in with snow only in the higher elevations. Tonight, cloudy, 44. Tomorrow, rain develops, 56 for the high. Cold rain on Thursday night into Friday. Temperatures will be in the low 50s. Saturday will be in the mid-50s, showers. Could see a lingering shower into Sunday, but the weather does turn around. We'll be into the 60s as we head into Monday and Tuesday. But yeah, we've got some pretty rough weather ahead.
Rough weather, but in as much as we complain, we really have it so much better than a lot of people in the country right now.
We're not dealing with tornadoes or any, I mean, this weather out in the Midwest has been unbelievable. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Bill. Yeah, that nonstop severe weather spawned dozens of tornadoes, killed at least 28 people in recent days. This is across parts of the central and southeastern U.S., and it's not over yet.
Get this, right now the Storm Prediction Center is reporting a tornado watch for about 2 million people in Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia, Illinois, Indiana. The list goes on. Laura Aguirre reports.
Been here for 40 plus years. This is the first one I've ever had hit me.
Rob Anderson's luck in avoiding a tornado's wrath ran out Sunday. His farm in Bennett, Colorado was hit by one of more than 100 twisters across multiple states in recent days. Forecasters say some of those were as strong as EF3 or EF4, with estimated wind gusts over 150 miles per hour. Kentucky is the hardest hit state, with at least 19 people killed by storms there over the weekend. And no mercy from Mother Nature quite yet. Forecasters are tracking more potentially lethal tornado threats centered over the Ohio, Mississippi, and Tennessee valleys.
Our commitment to every single one of these Kentuckians is we're going to rebuild every structure and every life.
Kentucky's governor says the state is submitting its application for FEMA assistance today. And he threaded the needle between showing concern over government plans to greatly cut vital weather agencies and acknowledging federal disaster response so far.
I'm very concerned about cuts to FEMA or to the National Weather Service, but I want to be clear that the actual response on the ground by the Trump administration and Secretary Noem has been good.
Just as critical as a good response is ensuring that trusted warning systems stay in place.
It didn't happen in this last disaster, but if we don't have enough meteorologists, if they're not there 24/7, then we don't get the heads up.
A much-needed heads-up for Kentucky and other states in today's threat zone, where the risk of supercell storms and possible tornadoes will be highest this afternoon through the evening. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Coming up, the top 5 dangers your
drawing ticket in person, Thursday, May 22nd at Chenatry's Hometown Market from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. They will be on site accepting cash, check, or credit card, so come and get your children's miracle drawing ticket Thursday, May 22nd at Chenatry's Hometown Market.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking the next round of rain that's going to be moving in tomorrow. Just take a live look outside. It's in Oneonta, temperature at 50 degrees. Kind of sad to say that this is probably the nicest day of the rest of the week. We're looking at, again, dry weather this evening. I think that's what we have going for us, at least today. And you'll know what I'm talking about beginning tomorrow. Live look at a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's going to stay dry for the rest of this evening, but we've got rain on the way. It starts tomorrow afternoon, and it's going to stick around throughout the rest of the week. This is a look at rainfall totals. It's not going to be super heavy, but we are talking about a widespread half-inch to inch of rainfall by 5 p.m. Thursday, and then we'll add to that Thursday night and into Friday. So between now and Friday afternoon, totals will range around an inch for central New York. And because this comes down steady and not super heavy, I'm not foreseeing any flooding issues here. But again, poor drainage area is always something to keep an eye on, especially when you get over an inch of rain. You don't have to water the garden. I guess that's one positive. The weather is going to do that for you. And again, the best days to do anything with the garden would be today or maybe early tomorrow, because it's going to be pretty rough going forward. Skywatchers, 50s, Bob and Clinton 59, Whitesboro 57, Norway 57 degrees, Jeff and Mohawk 57, Westford 54, Stewart and Cooperstown 56. Clouds hanging around today, again a dry afternoon. The next round of rain is approaching from the west. The good news is that the severe weather that is associated with our next weather maker will not be arriving. The weather in central New York is too cool for that. We are tracking cloudy skies tonight. Overnight lows drop into the low 40s. We won't be dealing with the chance of a frost tonight, but it will be a pretty chilly night. Cloudy skies early tomorrow. By the afternoon, widespread rain arrives. The weather will continue to turn wetter as we head into tomorrow night as rain becomes widespread. Steady rain throughout Thursday. Temperatures will only be in the 40s. Thursday night, it gets cold enough for the mountains of the Adirondacks to see some wet snowflakes switch in with rainfall. It's not expected to do that here in the Mohawk Valley, though. Cloudy skies tonight, low 44. Tomorrow, rain develops. Temperatures will be in the mid-50s. A wet, cold weather pattern heading into the end of the week. Only 49 on Thursday, only 53 Friday, 56 on Saturday, so not much better, but we will start to turn things around beginning Sunday. Brief shower, 63 for the high. We're in the mid-60s Monday, and then into the upper 60s on Tuesday with sunshine returning along with those warmer temperatures. We'll be right back.
On the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Our weather is going to turn in a very big way later this week. We're getting into a very cold and wet weather pattern as we head into the end of the week. This is going to be the nicest day for the next several, so enjoy it this evening. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are dry. We're into the mid-50s, cloudy skies, a little bit of a breeze, not as windy or as cold as yesterday. It was chilly this morning. A lot of places dropped into the mid-30s. The frost-sensitive plants are not happy when it gets this chilly. The good news is I think this is as cold as we get here for the rest of the week. I don't think we're going to be dealing with that great of a risk of frost going forward. We're mostly cloudy this evening. Temperatures are going to be in the 50s, but we are tracking a cold rain ahead. And a look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
All right, thank you, Bill. The State Labor Department is out with the latest unemployment report, and it shows 5,100 people.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We are tracking a cold, wet weather pattern ahead. Let's take a live look in downtown Utica. This is the nicest weather we're going to see for the rest of the week, so I hope you get a chance to enjoy it. Temperatures are in the 50s. Yes, it is on the cooler side, but it's not cold like yesterday. It's not windy like yesterday. And we've been getting a couple of breaks of sunshine today, not a whole lot, but more than yesterday and more than Sunday. Unfortunately, we're going to turn right back into that rain. We're talking about a cold rain for the rest of the week. It begins tomorrow afternoon. It lingers into Thursday and Friday. Some showers will be around into the weekend. No day in particular looks to be a 100% washout, although Thursday will be close. The rain will become a lot more scattered as we head into the weekend. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar again. Pretty quiet this evening. The rain that does arrive will not be super heavy, but it will be widespread, and it does add up over a couple of days. By Thursday evening, we'll be seeing about a half an inch to an inch of rainfall. We'll get about an inch of rain total between now and Friday. So it's a soaking rainfall. There could be some flooding in poor drainage areas, but it's not going to come down fast enough to cause any issues. But still, always something to keep in mind. You can always get weather alerts, by the way, by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Skywatchers, temperatures in the 50s. Bob in Clinton, 59. Barneveld, 53. Donna in Norway, 57. And Deb in Hartwick with 51 degrees. The next area of low pressure moves in from the west. Clouds, showers with this. It becomes a nor'easter Thursday as it develops off the Atlantic seaboard, and it drags in some cold weather. Tonight, overnight lows drop down into the low 40s. We'll stay away from frost overnight, but it will be a cold night. Tomorrow, cloudy skies. Rain develops in the afternoon and evening. It's relatively light. Temperatures will be in the 50s. Rain becomes steadier tomorrow night. Rain looks widespread on Thursday. Again, not raining the entire day, but pretty close. Temperatures will be in the 40s. It's cold enough Thursday night where the mountains of the Adirondacks and Catskills could see a mix between rain and snow briefly. It's not expected to happen here, but just shows you how cold it's going to be heading into the end of the week. Cloudy tonight, low of 44. Tomorrow, rain develops, 56 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We'll start climbing out of this over the weekend. Showers Saturday, 56. We're into the low 60s on Sunday. Still the chance of a shower. the weather starts to warm up. We'll see a return to sunshine Memorial Day as well as Tuesday, with high temperatures back into the 60s. But it is going to be a pretty rough stretch of weather here for a few days.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. We're going to hear from the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Before we get to our weather, we want to talk a little bit about some scary weather going on in Huntsville, Alabama right now.
Yeah, there are multiple thunderstorms with tornado warnings on them, and this purple box indicates...
It's moved now over to Fort Wayne.
Yeah,
Fort Payne, I'm sorry.
This is an observed tornado, which means this one's on the ground as we're talking.
Oh.
There are multiple tornado warnings from Doppler indicated, but this is what we've been seeing throughout the whole night. This line of storms moving through, there's been all kinds of problems, all kinds of touchdowns. It's going to take a little while to figure out exactly the extent of damage. And the good news is that all of this stays away from us. We are going to be on the cold side of this weather system. And yes, our weather is going to be cold and rainy, but we will not be dealing with any life-threatening weather like they are in the southeast tonight. Current temperature 50 degrees, cloudy skies, calm winds, quiet conditions on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The big story locally, the chilly weather. We're going to see rain return. We're going to be stuck in the 50s throughout a good portion of this week. We might not even hit 50 on Thursday, so another cold day like yesterday. We will slowly climb out of this as we head into early next week, but it is going to be a little while before we get there. Cloudy skies tonight, low of 44. We don't have to deal with frost tonight, but we are tracking some rain. We're going to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. An update on that water main break in Ilion on Barron.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Temperature of 50 degrees. Things are looking pretty quiet out there tonight. We have a pretty interesting stat that we were looking through, and we're looking specifically at weekends. When was the last time we had a completely rain or snow-free weekend? You've got to go back 27 weekends to November 16th and 17th at Griffiths in Rome. Now, a little bit of an explanation here. If it rained for 5 minutes on one of those weekend days, it's considered a wet weekend. So keep that in mind. These were not washouts by any means. In fact, a lot of the weekends were pretty nice. So sometimes these stats can be a little misleading. No, we are not going to be seeing a rain-free weekend this weekend for sure. In fact, the next several days, we're looking at washout conditions. The rain is going to be widespread tomorrow. It's going to be cold and wet on Thursday, and that continues into Friday as well as Saturday. Bigger picture, quiet for now. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Let's talk about rainfall. The rain arrives tomorrow afternoon and continues into tomorrow night as well as Thursday. By Thursday afternoon, we pick up about a half an inch to an inch of rain region-wide. We'll continue to add to this through Friday, so totals between tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday will be about an inch of rain across our local area. We are not expecting any flooding issues with this. The rain is going to be steady and relatively slow accumulating. Regardless, it's always good to have a way to get weather watches and warnings on your phone. An easy way to do that is to download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Like mentioned, a lot of active weather in the Midwest tonight. Strong storms. Again, these are going to be encountering cold air and weakening. And locally, we're going to be on the cold side of this weather system. And what does that mean for us? Well, tonight, increasing clouds, overnight lows in the mid-40s. The clouds will provide a blanket to keep us from freezing over, so we're not going to deal with frost tonight. Tomorrow, widespread rain develops in the afternoon. The rain becomes steadier into the evening as well as tomorrow night. A steady cold rain throughout Thursday. High temperatures only in the 40s. It's going to be cold enough Thursday night for some of the highest elevations of the Adirondacks and Catskills to see a rain-snow mix. Cloudy tonight, low 44. Rain develops tomorrow afternoon, a high of 56. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We're in the thick of it here. Thursday, Friday, widespread rain, temperatures near 50. We're in the mid-50s Saturday, showers. A couple of lingering showers into Sunday, but it starts to warm up. We're looking at dry and warmer weather by Monday and Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Time now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Before we get to our weather, we want to talk a little bit about the the scary situation down in Huntsville, Alabama, and Tennessee. They've had some terrible tornadoes down there.
A lot of tornado warnings, confirmed touchdowns today. This is a live look in Georgia. These are current tornado warnings in effect. A pretty ugly day across the southeast.
Yeah.
And this weather is not going to play a role in our weather, but it is related to the same weather system. By the time this heads north and east, we're going to be on the cold side of things, and we're tracking a cold rain here in central New York. So again, some pretty violent weather in the southeast tonight, but nothing for us to worry about locally. Current temperature 49 degrees. It's cloudy. The clouds are acting like a blanket. It's going to keep us from getting a frost tonight. Temperatures will remain in the 40s overnight. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are dry despite the cloud cover, but that is going to change. We've got a chilly week ahead. Temperatures only in the 50s. Most of these days we're tracking rain, in some cases widespread steady rain, especially Thursday. That looks to be the coldest and wettest of the stretch. Tonight, overnight lows in the mid-40s, cloudy skies. Rain returns tomorrow. I'm tracking when it arrives and how much we can expect over the next couple of days. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. An update on the water main break.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Pretty quiet night, not as cold as last night, and this has something to do with the cloud cover in place. It's going to keep us from falling below freezing. How about this stat? We're looking at the weekends here, did a little bit of research, and when was the last time we had a completely rain-free weekend? You got to go back to November 16th and 17th. That is 27 weekends ago, when we did not have a drop of rain or a flake of snow during that time. Just keep in mind, some of these stats can be a little misleading because if you had some showers on one of the days, the other day was dry, most of the weekend was dry, but still, it is quite telling that we have not had a single completely dry weekend in quite a while here. These stats come from Griffiths and Rome, and this weekend is not going to be dry by any means. In fact, the next several days where you're looking at wet weather and the kind that lasts most of the day. We've got several washouts ahead, especially Thursday. That looks to be the coldest and the wettest of the stretch. Rain will begin tomorrow afternoon, and it's going to last through Friday. Showers will be around on Saturday. Again, things look dry for now. This will be the case tomorrow morning as well. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Rain will overspread the region tomorrow, and it will accumulate to about a quarter to a half an inch overnight. By Thursday afternoon, we'll expect rainfall about a half an inch to an inch. So a soaking rain for Thursday, and then we add more on Friday. So totals between tomorrow through Friday, about an inch. So soaking widespread rain, and as you can see, everybody gets similar totals here. And again, this is not going to cause flooding, but it is going to make things continue to be quite saturated. This is the type of rain that's going to leave all kinds of puddles on the lawn. By the way, have a way to get weather watches and warnings. Should you need them, you will at some point as we head into the summer months. You can download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. We're watching the next area of low pressure moving in from the west. This is going to produce widespread rain. It'll develop as a nor'easter Thursday and wrap in some cold weather from the northeast. Tonight, cloudy skies, overnight lows in the 40s. Tomorrow, it's a cloudy start to the day. Rain will develop in the afternoon. Temperatures will be in the 50s. Rains become steadier tomorrow night. Thursday, a cold, raw, dreary day. Temperatures only in the 40s. Cold enough Thursday night where some of that rain turns over to wet snow in some of the mountainous regions of the Adirondacks and Catskills. Cloudy tonight, low 44. Tomorrow, rain develops, 56 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Showers continue into the weekend. Temperatures will start to warm up on Sunday. Will dry out Monday and Tuesday with highs in the mid to upper 60s. We'll be right back.